Teresa, I'm hoping this is going to be a good live today. I got a lot to say. Hello, Ashley. Hello, the Health's Dead. How are you today? Oh, well, I'm going to be talking about a very sore subject with me, debt free. I used to be debt free, pretty much, with the exception of my home and my vehicle. I was debt free. Hi, thank you, Brenda. So I'm going to talk about debt free and preparing yourself so that you, if you're debt free, that you can stay debt free. I think it's very important that we check with reality on what's going on. In a lot of our shows, a lot of people say, "Well, I'm going to be Gossmania. I'm going to be debt free, and I won't ever have to owe anybody." But I don't believe that in today's society that we can ever be totally debt free, because if you live on the grid, hello, David, you got to pay the man. You got to pay the water guy. You got to pay the electric guy. And generally speaking, most people can't go debt free without paying off their home or something like that, which I have done. Praise God. In my circumstance, I went from pretty much debt free. I only had like 3 bills that were with any type of debt. One was my house, and it was almost paid for, which it is now. Paid it off last year. And my vehicle was almost paid off. And if you have a vehicle, you're always going to be having to pay insurance. And that insurance protects you not just for the loss of your vehicle, but it protects you against somebody suing you. So there's things that we're going to have to pay for all the time. Hello, Christy. Glad to have all y'all in here today. And if y'all have something that you want to add in, let me know. Meaning we won't have a house note, car note, etc. on the end. Working on solar soon. Congratulations. The more you can work towards that, the best. But what I'm trying to get at is I want you guys to realize that as close as I was to be completely debt free, and I was only a few years off, I had a heart attack. And then I had cancer. And I went from working a full-time job and would have been debt-free, to my estimate, within 6 months to a year, I would have been totally debt-free, not owing anybody anything. To now I owe, I have credit cards now that I didn't have before. I only had 1 credit card, and I never hardly ever used it because I only had it for emergencies. Well, praise God, I had it, and I had good credit standing. Hello, Red Shed. How are you today? So my credit score was really good. So when I had my heart attack and cancer, I had to file for Social Security because I was now then disabled and I was not able to work. I spent months in the bed where I couldn't even hardly get out of bed. That's how I started watching YouTube and got involved with YouTube. So meanwhile, I'm still having to pay mortgage, car payment, electricity, water bill, food bill, and at that time I still had my daughter Ashley at home. And praise God she was here because she helped me quite a bit. So I went from, and even though I was getting debt free and paying my way down debt free, I was literally taking every single dollar that I had every week to pay my bills and to bring my debt down. So I didn't have anything in the stock in the stock hold, I didn't have anything banked to help me. Well, that was crazy for me. I ended up having to get more credit because I literally couldn't survive without any income. I had to buy food for my daughter, gas for the car, pay my bills, and every single little bit of savings that I had was gone. My parents helped me out in the beginning. And still my mother and I barter back and forth to do different things so that I can make the month because I don't bring in enough to pay all of my bills. So that being said, those of you who are getting debt free, and I believe Gus Mania, you were one of them that said that, and several of the people I've heard talk about trying to become debt free, and that is the best way to live debt free. Because when you have to pay credit cards like I do, I'm paying a very high interest, and a lot of my money is going towards interest and not through the principal. But I have to pay off those bills that I incurred when I was not with any income. So I try constantly to find ways to help me to manage my money in a better way. Number one, I hang out my clothes. Go figure. And I'm going to do a series on tips to try to save money for your future so that you can be debt free. Hopefully, maybe the things that I've learned that I can help other people with. I don't really. I have gotten things out of our food bank at church. I particularly don't bring the things that aren't outdated because our church have had items that have gone out of date. People weren't not taking care of our pantry right, so I took it over, and anything that comes out of date, I bring it home. Either I feed it to my animals, or I feed it to myself, or I make a meal out of it for David and I and the kids whenever the kids are here, or Ashley. I always utilize everything that comes away from there because I believe that's God's way of taking care of me. Very seldom do I take anything other than that because of my new diet lifestyle. Those of you know that I had surgery and for health reasons, and I am losing weight and trying to live a better lifestyle. In fact, this is my the rest of my lunch. I'm trying to get it in because I don't really get hungry, and I have to eat a certain amount of food. I'm supposed to eat 4 ounces for meals and 3 ounces for snacks, and I'm supposed to eat a snack between breakfast and lunch and one between lunch and dinner, and it's hard to get it all in there. But anyways, I could live off of very little food now that I'm in this circumstance. But I have my grandkids here all the time, and I am trying to take care of them the best way that I can so that they have what they need. Hi, James. How are you today? So I try to barter for things that I need. Like, for instance, when I do my mom's hair, sometimes she will go and buy me toilet paper or paper towels or something like that. Not because she feels like she owes me, but because she knows I need those things, and she would have to pay for a haircut somewhere else or someone to color her hair. So that's how I make some ends meet. I also get some help with other people helping me with things. David sometimes will pay for things that I need when he sees that I am struggling to get something that I really have to have. And which is a real blessing. We go to Tractor Supply, and I will not buy chicken food or rabbit food or anything else unless I absolutely am totally out of food for regular price, because if I can get it and they've ripped a bag, I don't care if a little bit spills out. It's going to be worth it to get that bag for half price. There's no way they can spill enough out unless they spilled more than half of it. That's going to bring it to the half price where they discount it for us. So every time I'm in that direction, I stop there and look at that. Let's look at my notes here. So what I'm trying to say is, you can prepare yourself as much as possible, but are we ever really prepared to be totally debt-free? What are the wooden thing in the back of you? Are you talking about these? That's bar stools. And that's the plant that I bought for my sister's funeral because she loved the sea, so it's a seashell. Anyways, that I splurged on. Where it get me back to where I was at. So I don't hardly ever purchase clothes anymore. I think the last thing I bought was a pair of camouflage pants for when I was going hunting. And I ended up giving them to David because I'm too little for them now. But unfortunately, I never want this to happen to somebody, but my sister passed away, and I'm the recipient of her clothes because she was smaller than me. And now that I am smaller, I can wear all of her clothes. Yes, cookie jars behind. I have collected cookie jars all my life, and that's one of my favorites. David's mom had that particular cookie jar, and I think Greg has it now, his brother. But it's absolutely gorgeous. I've loved it ever since I saw hers. And I used to I used to, anyways, a friend of mine gave me that one because he knew how much I love cookie jars and how much I adored his. So anyways, number one, I don't buy things that I'm not absolutely going to use. When I go to Lowe's, I always look at the 70% wood aisle because I always have to buy wood for whatever project. Yes, I do have a lot of cookie jars. One of these days when they're all nice and clean, because, I get a lot of dust in here and they need to be dusted. I'll go through and show you guys all the cookie jars I have. I've been collecting them for probably 30 years now. And some of them are very, very old. Some of them people think that I have to have because they're cute and they're brand new. But I like the old ones. And if they're cracked, I don't care. I like them anyway. Thank you. I'll have to do that one of these days, Christy. So I go through always. I'm just like never spending full price for anything unless I'm at Dollar Tree or like I'll go to Aldi's to get something there. I pretty much stopped shopping at Walmart because Walmart is not cost efficient for me. Hi, Patty. How are you today? So, I also feel that when I am able to, like today, last night, I had an issue where yesterday I just fell out and I laid down to ease the back pain and I fell asleep and I slept for like 4 hours and I woke up at 5 something. Well, I still felt tired, so I decided I was going to drink a cup of coffee at my mom's. And I was up till 3 o'clock this morning cleaning house. So I was able to get 3 garbage bags full of clothes that I can no longer wear so that I can give them to my daughter and she can go through them. I pass things on to other people so that somebody else can benefit from what I get. I learned like 2 or 3 years ago that literally I was maybe it was more. I think it was about 7 or 8 years ago, because I was still working at that time and growing a garden and bringing things in to my coworkers and giving them free lettuce and tomatoes and carrots and cucumbers and the minimal stuff that you start out in a garden. And so I figured out, and this is why I was so enthused about growing a garden full-time instead of just part-time playing with it, because I've always grown food all my life. And we did that whenever when I was growing up. We always had a garden, and that's how my mom was able to take care of all of us. I think at one time I figured out there was 14 people that lived in our house. My mother was the only income in the house. Those of you who do not okay, I've heard people say, we grew up poor, blah, 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 blah. Well, I grew up poor. My grandparents lived with us to take care of us. My mom then married, had a full family there. my aunt and uncle, they moved in on us for several months, and they didn't have an income. And my mom paid all the groceries. She paid all the bills, and that woman worked her butt off. And I will never, ever, ever, ever say anything bad about my mom and not having enough time with her when I was a child, because she worked her butt off to take care of me and my sisters. I have heard people say in the family, "Oh, we were so poor and I never had anything, and I don't understand why I never had nothing," but they don't concept that, hey, she worked her tail off to provide for us. But I don't know I don't know how I ended up getting off on that, but I'm on a rant, I guess. Anyways, so I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning, putting out the clothes and everything for my daughter. And I think that that's God's way of replenishing my needs when you help somebody else with their needs. The food that I grew, I realized I was paying, because I always shopped at Sam's and different places, and yes, I do have an old school background. Most people's food bill is the biggest bill in their household. I figured out that I was spending approximately about $6 in just salad lettuce, because I eat a lot of salads, and even though I weighed like up over 330 pounds, I still ate a ton of salads all the time. And it was just like a wake-up call. I had not bought lettuce in like months, 6 months. And so, I was, because in the hair business, you got to find things to talk about, and people that grow things and stuff like that, they, just like us, we conversate back and forth about how we're saving on this and how we're saving on that. Well, my customers would talk about how are you doing this and how are you doing that, because I've been a single mom since David and I divorced, years ago. Then I adopted Ashley, and I've been a single mom ever since I adopted Ashley. David does help me with different things, but it's really not his responsibility. He didn't adopt her legally, but she adopted him. That's her daddy. So we have a unique lifestyle, but it works for us. And hello, Howie. How are you today? Welcome, Food Forest Permaculture. That's Howie, by the way. If y'all don't know him, go over and visit him. So to make a long story short, I figured out, somebody else could do the math. I can't remember exactly. I was saving $24 a month on salad, on just salad green. That doesn't include the tomatoes and all that stuff. And my recollection, I think in a year's time, in just that salad, if I remember correctly, it was around close to $350 or somewhere in there. You guys could do the math, figure it out. And sometimes I spent over I bought more than $6 worth of salad lettuce. So growing your own food can really save. If you pay, and people are just totally, I tell my friends all the time, and they look at me like, you're crazy. If you pay, let's say Baker's Creek, I think their seeds are around $3. I'll just say $3. Well, any seed pretty much is in between $1 to $4, pretty much. Let's just say it was only $1. Let's say we got from M.I. Gardner, and it was $1. When you plant that, you're getting hundreds of dollars if you grow that lettuce, if you grow that tomato, and you're getting hundreds of seeds, generally speaking, in those packets. Sometimes, hey, even if it only was 10 tomato seeds and you got 10 plants, or say there was 20 tomato seeds and you got 10 plants out of that, you have saved yourself hundreds of dollars, because every single one of them tomato plants is going to give you tons of tomatoes. I don't use any pesticides on my stuff. I don't use any real fertilizer other than rabbit manure or chicken manure. So therefore, I'm not out any money like that. Now, I used to use stuff like Alaskan fish emulsion, because it's organic and it's as natural as you can get. I used to put that on there, but I don't even do that anymore. Yes, you're right, James. Leaf lettuce is so easy to grow. I haven't done great growing lettuce. Need to see your method. Well, Christy, number one, you want to do it if you're in a hot climate like I am, because it will bolt. You want to definitely keep it in a shaded area, because the sun here will literally make it bolt and make it dry and damage it. So that's what I do, is I try to keep it in a shaded area when I'm growing lettuce. My best succession with lettuce was in a little teeny area where I had just blocked off a little square, and I went in and just clipped the leaves as it grew, and that it did not bolt like that. If you keep trimming it, it will not bolt as easily. Last time I grew lettuce in the ground, the wild bunnies had a feast. Okay, now, you can take and put a plastic container over top of it and put something on top of it. Make sure there's holes about 3 or 4 inches up off the ground to let any moisture out. And it will also help you to let it stay more moist, and it won't dry out. I don't know how to try to say what I'm trying to say. The humidity will help you to in your watering. You don't want it to rot. Yes, but I would even put it to where it's not totally morning sun area. I can't remember where you're living at right now. Is it Alabama? And then you're going to move to Tennessee? Those are 2 pretty warm states during the spring and summer months. They can get pretty warm too, just like Florida. I mean, it's not going to be in the hundreds like it is in Florida, but you're going to have warm areas. So you want to keep it in a in a warm area. Now, I have even grown it in pots and moved it to where it's a shaded part, and moved it around. So that's another thing in its own. But so let's see here. So right now I'm in a great deal of debt. Yes, it is my wish to be able to go to every single solitary event that I can. And man, I really, 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 really need to get away from here. The stress of losing my sister was really hard on me. And we are very sad that we don't have the money right now. I mean, things could change. We could get the money to go to Wiggins. Like Brenda offered us to go in halves with her on her room. We would have a great time. And that still could happen, but right now I can't see it happening. And we're really depressed. But in the past, let me say, when I have had the money, we were blessed tremendously by getting seeds. I have so many seeds that I was able to get during these different things. And if you have somebody that gets seeds or harvested seeds, see if you can't get them to share with you somehow. Barter with them to try to get seeds for you so that you're not paying that big phenomenal amount of money. If they've got a seed table out there, like when I was at the picnic, people were not getting the seeds. Like, I was really surprised that people weren't picking up the seeds that were free. Get them, grow them. You can barter plants for other things too. And that's another way to make your ends meet. There's a lot of ways that you can make your ends meet. And like I said, I never, ever, ever pay full price for anything. David says I'm about as cheap as they get. So, I mean, some ladies that I know, I have a family member that literally has blown her whole, she works to pay her credit cards. So I try not to do that. Now, another fantastic way to save money is if you have a phone that has an app ability to get free apps, go on an app called Gas Buddy. And I don't have anything to do with these. I'm not an affiliate of anybody except for Amazon, and I'm not even good with that. I mean, people don't really buy anything from me. I don't really know how to push for people to go on my Amazon and buy things. I just don't know how to do it. I pray that people do use it, and sometimes they do, but not very often. And I could lose that any day because I don't have any hits on it. So anyways, I'm not an affiliate with anybody, but this is a fantastic way for you to put it allows you to put your zip code in there and find the cheapest gas, so that instead of paying, like, I've literally seen it 50 cents cheaper in one store than another store, and literally save 50 cents a gallon on gasoline, because the gas is changing all the time. So it allows you to be able to go to the cheapest place to get gas. That being said, we also, David told me about a a card thing that allows me to get gas at Cumberland, and they send it through my bank account, I'm able to get 10 cents less than what they're charging for gas just because I do it through their card. And it's going right out of my checking account. So that saves me a ton of money. Most of you guys know I drive a truck. I don't ever I try not to go out of my way. I start over here and I make my way all the way where I'm going to go, so that I'm not crossing, I'm not going further. I try to get all my what do you call them? All my little chores or little things outside of the house done at the same time. Even when I go to church on Sunday, my mom, I drive her car usually down there. Now with the bees, with the bee club and things that we've done. Yes, errands. Thank you, Christy. Sometimes my brain don't think. Yesterday, this is an instant. Okay. I hardly ever spend more than a couple of dollars at the produce place. Now, the produce place that I go to is a stand that is a permanent fixture in the Melbourne area, and it's close to my church. It's within like a quarter mile, I guess, from my church, I think. And so I go to my church on Sundays and Wednesdays, and generally speaking, Sundays I'm with my mom. Wednesdays I have to drive myself if I get to go. Now, that being said, sometimes I don't go on Wednesdays, and a lot of times I don't go because I'm not going to spend that gas money to go to church when I could worship right here. So this is what I want to show you that I got on Sunday, and this is only part of it. I got this bag of romaine lettuce. Now look, it's got a little spot here on the outer leaf that's a little bit brown. Whoop-de-doo. I spent $3. I already had this tomato, so I have my salads for the week. And I got this big head of cabbage, so I'm going to be making some stir fries this week because I have a ton of meat in the freezer because we raised meat birds, and the deer that we got at that I got from my hunting experience in November with Higgs. I still have a lot of that, even though I'm panicking because I've got a whole shelf that's empty now almost. And I've got 2 freezers, by the way. When my mangoes come in, I fill my freezer completely full of them, as much as I can get. And when I have the ability to get the sugar and stuff, Sure-Jell to make the jelly, I do that, and I barter with my jelly. So I'm always trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to be able to get this, or how am I going to be able to do that? And God has always made a way. I have friends that I actually have gone and done their hair, and they've bartered. They bartered with me to do that too. They will have canning jars and stuff like that to help me with that kind of stuff. I mean, there's just oh, Christy, it is so awesome. So awesome. anybody that's had, I don't know if I ever given you any mango jelly, Brenda? I know I've given it to Teresa, but Teresa's not able to say much on here because she's doing errands on her lunch break. So you guys can't talk to her too much. But anyways, I always try to manage that. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to find some ways. Okay, I will definitely make sure that when I see you, Brenda, that I bring you some jelly, because I owe you, girlfriend. I try to, I have friends that will barter with me for, oh, cool. I'm glad you're back at work now. I have friends that will barter with me for, like my star fruit. My star fruit are constantly. In fact, you need to get with my. I need to message you with my information on how to get your star fruit, Teresa. But anyways, how do I say this? When I'm sharing with people, I don't think about. I learned a long time ago. I was a helper with our RU program, and my daughter Linda and I would go and we would help the people that were recovering addicts and different recovery issues. And I also went through the program with them to help better myself. And one of the things that it taught me was, don't ever do something with something in return. In other words, if I choose to send you something, I'm not expecting anything in return. That's my love towards you. And I want you to know, in my life, I've been truly blessed by the things that people have done for me. Like, for instance, I found a great friend in Teresa, and she's blessed me with this beautiful computer that I'm on today. And I was able to stay with her when I came up for y'all's picnic that you had last year, and I stayed with her during the hunting trip too. And I mean, don't do something so that you can get something from somebody. Do it because you love somebody, and God will repay you. And that's what I'm trying to get at. God repays you when you share with love. True. So that's one of the things that I learned, and one of the ways that I'm able to be blessed by God constantly, to be able to get myself back out of debt. Now, it's very difficult to live on Social Security. Anybody that's living on it, I commend you, because it's very hard. Because we love you a bunch, and you know I love you too, all of you guys. I feel like I have come home from an extended vacation, or a skin. No, I won't say a vacation. I feel like I've come home from a hard work trip, and I found my family, my community here. You guys make my day. The comments that I get in my on my videos and stuff really make me feel so much better. I wouldn't say that I'm a depressed person, but I get down in the dumps about things. I've had a whole lot of losses in my life and a whole lot of tragic circumstances that have happened to me. And I'm so blessed to be able to have Brenda and Teresa and Holland and Christy and all you people. I know I'm leaving people out, but you know who you are. Even James, he sends me notes too, saying nice things that make me feel so much better. So it's crazy, but I'm going to try to do a playlist on. Hi Trisha. I'm trying to try to do a playlist on trying to give. Hello, Real Life with Michelle. How are you today? Welcome. Come on in, guys, and have some fun. Talk with yourselves and interact with me, so I know if I'm hitting a spot for you. I'm trying so hard to figure out ways that I can help other people to save money. I know that you guys are not all going to have this wonderful produce place. And some of the things that I got, I get the dollar bags. Well, they only had $1 bag. In that dollar bag, I got 4 bell peppers. 2 of them were green and 2 of them were yellow, and the yellow ones were huge. Yeah, I love you guys too. The bag had 5 avocados in it. It had 4 cucumbers, and I mean, they weren't giant cucumbers this time. They were just cucumbers. I think they're more like a pickling cucumber, but hey, I put them in my salad. I don't care. Cucumber. It's cucumber. So all this wonderful stuff, some little onions, some nice sized onions that I'm going to be putting into eggs and different things to cook with. Sometimes there's really expensive stuff in there. Like I've gotten bags of mushrooms. I've gotten bags that have had great big pieces of ginger root, and I mean all kinds of wonderful things. So I understand that all of you guys don't have that type of produce place, but check in your stores, because even Save-A-Lot across the street has a discount aisle. I mean, a discount spot in the produce section. You and I, everybody on here, I think, grows something. I'm pretty positive that if you grow it, you're not going to care if it has a little spot where something bit on it. You're going to cut that off and you're going to use that product. Sometimes it's stupid things like some chick picked it up and stuck her fingernail in the tomato. Well, you can cut that out. The whole tomato is not going to be bad. Or it's got a little teeny insect bite on it. You can cut that out. Why would you pay $1.87 a pound for this tomato when you can pay, like at my produce place, for buy this tomato? I think if it's not in the dollar bag, which they don't usually put tomatoes in the dollar bag, but they do put it in that section where I go. And it's like, I want to say it's like 33 cents a pound or something like that. Well, you know, if you're not growing them, you can get them for so much cheaper. So, but on the whole front thing, I don't know if you can see that pot right there on the stove. I had to move it because I put my flowers up there. And I don't really know where I'm going to store that pot because I'm not going to be using it the next couple of days. So I'm going to find a place to put that out of the way. But anyways, that pot my mom bought for me for Christmas. And some of you guys have Instant Pot. Some of you guys got different kind of cookers. You know, if you have something that cooks fast and gets your meal done, you're cutting down on your electricity. A lot of people don't think that. You know, I cook my beans in that. My beans are done in a matter of an hour, which I could even eat them. I like my beans really mushy, and I like my beans. It'll actually cook them in 15 minutes, but I cook them longer. But that little pot is only running off of your regular 110 plug-in. Your stove runs off of I think it's 320 or 220 something. Yeah, 220. Double the electricity, even more, because it's not cost efficient. That burner is letting off a lot of heat all the way around, so that's making if you're having to heat your house, or you're having to I mean, I don't say heat because that's stupid, Catherine. If you're trying to cool your house, which I'm doing most of the year because I live in Florida and it's hot all year round. Right now it is, let's see, degrees right now. It's 73 degrees. It's comfortable. But I don't ever use heat. I'm always having to go the other way around. I don't even have fans on right now, praise God. I don't have to run that kind of electricity. So what I'm trying to say is, if you can keep from using your stove and you can use something like that to make a meal with, do it. Save yourself some money in different ways that people don't normally think about. I wash my laundry. I make sure that I use a full load of laundry so that I'm not washing little bits of laundry. When you do that, you're saving electricity and water by using a full load. And then I hang it up if at all possible. We've had some crazy weather where I wasn't able to hang up some clothes lately. So that'll help you save tremendous amount of money. I know it's a little bit of extra work, but I love being outside in the sunshine, and I love being able to get that vitamin D in me, and it makes me feel better. My sister sent me an Instapot for Christmas. I still haven't used it because I was at the hospital so much. You would not believe. And I cook in the Instapot. And like I'll make chicken, and I literally can make. Hi, Papa Truck Prepstetter. How are you today? I cook the whole meal in that. I start out with I put like sometimes I'll put a bag of Vigoro rice in there. It's $1 at the actually it's 89 cents if I buy it at Walmart. It's $1 if I buy it at Dollar Tree. Depends on where I'm shopping at the time. Sometimes I will go a couple of cents over if it's something that I really need at the moment. And I know for myself that there are certain places that I go, if I don't go with a list, I can spend too much money. That's another thing. Make sure that you write out a list. So that being said, I start out with that Vigoro rice. I put the chicken on top of that, the whole chicken. I did not cut my chickens up because I felt like for me to be able to cook them all at one time and get it nice and tender and delicious in that pot was a better way for me to do my broilers. Then I take that chicken out of there. I have, like, even with David here, I still am able to have, if he's here that night when I'm making it, I still have several meals out of that one particular dinner. And I like to put peas in it too. I'm getting ready to go to the doctor's and I'm listening. Sorry if I missed something. Well, thank you for joining. And I'll know not to worry, not to get messages from you and you're listening. Thank you. Teresa does that too when she's doing her errands. So, okay, from that meal, just the breast alone can make 6 meals for me. That's not including the legs and thighs and stuff like that. I take it from making that meal, which is chicken, rice, and peas, to making you can't see the pantry, but I have shelves right there. Let's see if I can turn it a little bit. See the shelves there? I have that pantry stocked, and all that canned goods, the things that have not been canned personally by me, are all goods that I get that are what do you call it? Outdated. I don't care if it's outdated. Now, I won't use it a year down the road, but I will use it months past its date. And like I said, I get those given to me because we cannot give them out, and I refuse to give somebody something that we're going to get, have lit back, so that we can't do the pantry at church for people that are in need. That's our ministry, and that's my ministry, to keep everything in tow. When I came in, I got a lot of stuff. That's all stuff that I acquired months ago, and I have literally helped other people with those goods too. And I keep up every single month. I pull anything, and now I'm down to getting a can here, a can there. That's okay. I don't need those cans because I can my own stuff too. And if something gets like a year down, or some things I won't go after 6 months, I will open that can and I will make a slop for my chickens, and they will eat it up. I don't let anything go to waste. In the summertime, when watermelons and stuff's on sale, on sale and stuff like that at the produce stand, I have different produce stands that I stop and get. Hi, baby. Now go play. Go. I'm not getting up. Go lay down. Thank you. Dog's wanting something. She's probably wanting to GOOUT. If I say it, she'll freak out. So, that's how I am able to make the meal. So the next meal that I make out of that chicken, I will literally take a little bit of cream cheese and smear it on the top of the chicken, and I will put underneath it a can of green beans and sometimes corn, and I literally make a whole nother meal, and I can feed just with one can of corn and one can of green beans that are free, a little bit of cream cheese on top of that, and that chicken, half of a chicken breast. I can make a full-on meal for me and the 2 children on the nights that I have them. And sometimes I just will use barbecue sauce on it too. Sometimes we don't even put anything on it, you know. It makes a full meal for them. Now, also, people are so funny. They think you have to go by the box directions. I cannot eat macaroni and cheese. It's not in my diet. But man, my kids, my grandkids, they love it. And we got some outdated boxes of that. I think I have one box left of that in there. So I can make them macaroni and cheese, and I do that. I do not put milk in it, and I do not put butter in it. I always have a little bit of bacon drippings. That's one thing that I do purchase is bacon. I'm an addict when it comes to bacon. I know how an addict feels because I cannot do without bacon. I absolutely eat it every single morning, and I'm sorry. Very seldom do I ever miss a morning without it. And I only eat 2 strips, and they're not even full strips. So actually, I only eat 1 strip of bacon because I cut them in half. So every once in a while, I'll cheat and maybe eat 2 strips of bacon because they're cut in half, so it's 4 little teeny pieces. But when I bring my bacon home, I always cut it in half, because when people and David busted me out, he heard me say this on one of my lives or something. When people see that they're getting more of something, they think they're getting more food. That's always saved me in meal preps. When David and I were married, I fed our whole family, and we weren't growing anything at that time, on less than $50 a week, and that included buying shampoo, soap, toilet paper, paper towels, anything that we needed in the house, bleach, laundry soap, every single thing. I never went over $40 to $50 a week. And at the time I smoked, and those cigarettes were in there. And I drank sodas, and those sodas were in there. So praise God, I quit doing both of those. But what I'm trying to say is, if you can find meals that are better for a longer span of feeding your family, is really, really cool. Let's see. What would be a great video, Teresa? I'm not catching what you're saying. Maybe it's something I missed. Yes, ma'am. That's why I use the smaller plates too. Yes, and a lot of people are not. This is what I eat off of now. It's a little teeny saucer. And that's because I can't eat that much. But I want to show you what now David eats out of this big plate. He eats out of this big one all the time because, well, you know, he eats a lot. I never hardly ever eat a real meal out of anything but this. And one of the reasons why is because I'm only allowed to have 4 ounces. And I figured out how much to put so I don't have to weigh every single solitary plate. Sometimes I can do, you know. And I purchased a packet of dishes for the kids at, I want to say it was Christmas, or maybe it was before Christmas. Anyways, they had them on sale for kids, or maybe it was before school started. And these little plates are wonderful because I can load these up, put a little space between the food. The kids aren't overeating. If I've learned nothing through all the stuff that I went through, we overeat on a daily basis. Our bodies doesn't need all that gigantic piled up plate that I've always eaten. I could never figure out how I could go all day long and never be hungry. Well, look back at my videos and see what I ate for breakfast. I ate several strips of bacon, 2 or 3 eggs, and hash browns, and grits sometimes with those. And I ate this great big huge breakfast that lasted me all day long. I don't do that anymore. I have 1 egg and 1 or 2 little teeny strips of bacon. So, not saying anything, you know, I'm sure that it's hard to make your mind think that you're getting enough, because it's hard for me to make myself understand that I'm not that what I'm eating is going to be enough for me. I keep thinking, oh geez, I should eat more. I should eat more. But one of the things that I've always done, I never drink when I'm eating. I drink before or after my total meal's done. And my children, every single one of them will tell you they never got anything to drink while they were eating, because I wanted them to fill up so that they would be full during the day. So those are some little tips that will help you to bring your grocery budget down, and try to stay with as natural things as you can. The more, I mean, this is junk. This is definitely junk. But that's my meal. That's my lunch meal today. Sometimes I snack on that because it's fast and easy. Sorry, now I'm choked. Yeah, that's a good thing too. But Papa Truck, filling up on water before you eat is good to slow down on what you're eating. But if you're not eating good, like I was not eating good. I was eating and I wasn't eating things that nourished my body and took a while to process. Foods that process fast, like rice and potatoes and stuff like that, will make you hungry much, much faster. And there are some food types, like David will say, I don't like eating a lot of stir fries or stuff like that because I'm hungry half an hour or so afterwards, and that's because your body burns off that faster. So you need something to stabilize that in that meal so that it will last for the length that you need. Let's see, what am I missing here? I think I may be the only person in the world that doesn't like bacon. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Have you tried all the different flavors of bacon? Because I'll tell you something, the most addicting bacon is maple bacon. Let's see here. I do good all day and eat too much for supper. Yeah, I hear you, Teresa. Being a hairdresser, I don't know if you guys knew I was a hairdresser. For many, many years, I was a hairdresser. And for the last 6 years of my hairdressing experience, I developed a very bad allergy to latex, and my hands break out, and it happens even now that I'm not in the field, and I have to put a ointment now. I've got a doctor, a dermatologist that has actually gotten something that has worked for me, but literally it was horrible. I had to live on prednisone, 40 milligrams a day for 6 years solid. And where was I going with that? Oh, so even though I wasn't eating a whole lot, because in that field, man, you always had little snacks around that you have to, when I felt, because I'm hypoglycemic too. And if I don't eat the right foods, it goes through my body really fast, and then I crash. And that's what happened to me on Sunday, I believe. We ate at a Mexican restaurant, and I crashed yesterday. And so eating the right food for your body is really important on saving money too. So I snacked all the time, and I drank Dr. Pepper 24/7. I never ever drank. I could not sit down and drink a glass of water. Now, that being said, right there at the end, I would take a water bottle and put it in the freezer and pull it out and shake it up real good, and it would get to be a slushy icy, and I could drink it like that. But it would slosh in my stomach and make me sick. I would literally get sick from it. It doesn't happen to me now. And I think it's because I didn't have enough of the good bacteria in my stomach to calm my stomach down. Let's see here. You'll eat it when it's black, huh? Food making me hungry. Yeah. Pepper bacon might be okay. It is pretty good too. I have to get going. Bye, everybody. Bye, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. But I got to get back to work. This was great chat. Later, everybody. All right, Teresa. Yeah, I don't know what time it is. It's getting past my time for to get off here. So, anyways, I'm gonna work on making some videos. I'm gonna challenge myself into making videos that help to really cut down on savings. Even so much as just unplugging things. So y'all watch for those things, and I really appreciate y'all coming in here. And if you have any ideas on videos that I can make to help on saving money, let me know, and I will work on that too. I need ideas for videos. I know that people don't just want to see all my plants and stuff all the time, or my little chicks and stuff like that. I know they want to see other kind of videos too, and I'm trying to keep it as diversely as possible. We are so blessed. Those of you who've seen my Sunday video that came out yesterday, we went to the bee school and learned so much. And I want to tell you guys about I'll put it in the description, his channel. His name's DC, and he is really fantastic on teaching me about bees. So I'm gonna link his channel. He doesn't know I'm doing this. So if you go over there, tell him that I told y'all about him. He's a really fantastic guy, and I'm learning so much about bees through him, and hopefully we can send him some love. His channel is, let's see if I can pull it up here. Try to pull that up really quick for you guys. It's not wanting to. Oh, there it comes. Anyways, he is a super, super nice guy. We have been learning from him. He's the guy that brings all of the stuff in for the bee yards. And trying to copy this. I don't know how to copy this. Oh well, I'll figure it out, and I will put it on the show notes for you guys on his channel. But I can tell you how to do it, how to get to there. It's N_SPECT_R is his channel. And he's a really cool dude. Every single Sunday we speak to him, that we've gone, and he has allowed me to get into his bees and learn firsthand. So I'll have a lot more videos out. The bee school, I took some video, and I'm going to put those up as soon as I can figure out how to transfer them to this computer. I'm learning a little bit as I go along with Teresa. And Loquat Festival, Newport Richey, March 21st, same day as. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, maybe if I don't go to Deep South, maybe David and I will be able to afford the gas to go down there and check that out. Pop a truck, and I'll see about that then. So anyways, I'm going to try to figure out how to copy his link and put that on the description in this video. So I hope you guys come on in, and I'll see you Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for my next chat or in a video. And I'll be here next Monday, now that I'm able to get up and go with this beautiful gift that Teresa gifted me. So I'll catch y'all next time here on Living Miracle Homestead. Bye now.